Hello and welcome back to the channel. Hope you find you all well on this lovely day. Today, playing with the 01-02 database on Football Manager, looking at some of the legendary players of the game, the likes of Zidane, Rivaldo, Shevchenko, Rui Costa, loads of them, and seeing what happens with their careers within Football Manager. We've got the likes of David Beckham, a young Beckham. Does he move to Real Madrid? Is it Manchester United within this? Does he ever move to Madrid? We're going to find out today. I'm going through this. I'm going to go through every 5 years. So we're going to have a look through first at where the players are, how they're looking, and then every 5 years we'll come back in, see how they're developed, where they've moved to, who became the best player in the world in that time. It'd be interesting to see. Can we see our young Lionel Messi? And where does he go? Does he stay Barca for his whole career again, or does he move on? Let's go find out. Right, so as you can see straight away, here's how the shortlist looks when you first come into the game. So you've got the likes of Rivaldo, Zinedine Zidane, Raul. Let's have a look at the Zidane first to start with. I mean, oh my god, you'd take him in any team, wouldn't you? He looks absolutely incredible on them stats. But yeah, the plan for this video, we're going to go through, have a look at some players, and then we're going to come back and see how they look in a few years' time. So we're going to shortlist about 10, 15 players, and every 5 years we're going to come back in, see how they develop, see what happened to their careers, and see where they moved on. We look for some of the younger ones. So obviously, the likes of Rivaldo and Zidane, who within 5 years, they'll be pushing 35, so they'll probably be in the game for much longer. So we're going to have a look at the likes of David Beckham, of course, absolute legend for England, been all around the world. But within this, he's still at Manchester United at this point of his career. He hadn't moved to LA Galaxy, Real Madrid, Milan, or anywhere else. Went to PSG. He hadn't been taking them with the clubs yet. So the plan is add a few of these to our shortlist, and then we'll come back every 5 years, see how their careers, see how they changed. We'll look for some of the younger guys as well. The likes of Messi's probably like 15 in this. We're going to see how his career changes as well. So I'm having a quick little nosy. Bouffant. I wonder if Bouffant ever leaves Juventus in this. I mean, he's 23 at this point. Let's find out. We'll come back to what Bouffant does in the end. That's how I know it's through. See, who's this? 19-year-old Javier Saviola. Who remembers him? Who remembers him? Absolute quality player. I wonder, does he stay at Barcelona for his career, or does he move like he did in real life? We'll soon find out. We'll soon find out on that one. As if Harry Kewell's quite young, but again, Pablo Aymar's an absolute legend as well. You look at some of these players, man. Some of them you probably don't even remember. Thierry Andrei, there's one we need to find out. Does Henry stay at Arsenal, or does he move on? I mean, look at them stats, jeez. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely incredible to look at. We've got to look at some other ones as well. We're going to try and find the likes of Messi, as we mentioned prior. Where is Lionel Messi at this point? There he is, a 14-year-old Messi. I mean, he doesn't look 14 there, does he, at all? We're going to keep an eye on Messi's development, see where he goes in the coming years. A young Cristiano Ronaldo as well. At Sporting at age 16, hasn't gone to Manchester United at this point of his career. I mean, his stats don't look that good, they do that on paper. The flair's up there, and his natural fitness, of course. But, I mean, there's still a lot of players we have a look at here. I'm trying to find out who else we want to look at. I mean, let's have a look. I don't know his trivia. Who else takes our fancy? Any big names that pop out to us? I'm like, oh yeah, we'll see how he gets on in a few years' time. I mean, a young Steven Gerrard's quite young in this one, is surely. Where's Stevie G? Steven Gerrard, 21-year-old Steven Gerrard. I mean, that'd be interesting one to see how he develops on it in the coming years. See what happens to him. Maybe some of the ones that dropped off who had a bit of potential maybe instead. I'll have a look through some of these clubs instead actually. Who's at Liverpool at this point? See if anyone sticks out and think, oh, maybe they did a lot more with what they might do. You know, I'm looking at Emil Heskey. I loved Emil Heskey as a kid. We're going to see how he develops over the coming years. It should be an interesting one. We'll see where Heskey goes and go from there. In terms of any more Premier League clubs we're going to look at, I mean, we've got Beckham from Manchester United, haven't we already? In this amount of time, there's no Man City even up here at this time of day. Absolutely mental, isn't it? Arsenal, any good young Arsenal players we want to keep an eye on? Vieira's 25 at this point. We can keep an eye on Patrick Vieira. Why not? Why not? I mean, in terms of the actual shortlist so far, where are we up to? We've got quite a few on there, haven't we? I'm going to add a few more in, and then we'll come back in 5 years' time and have a look how these players got on. So we'll rejoin you shortly and see 5 years in the future. Did Bouffant move? Did Henry leave for Barca? We'll find out in a minute. So we came back in 5 years later now into the save, and you see some weird ones that have changed now, like the likes of Crespo at Lazio, Harry Kewell's at Real Madrid, mental, Raul at Chelsea. And you're looking for this list quickly, trying to give away too much of our list of players we're going through already, looking through. I mean, some stayed around. Gattuso stayed at Milan, which is cool to see. Lucia's still at Inter. Kluivert's still at Barca as well. So there's a lot who have stayed put, but let's look at the shortlist we made before and see what's been happening, who's moved when, how they're all looking. So first off, David Beckham at 31, he's still at Manchester United. He never left for Real Madrid. He seems to have a fairly decent career. He's got high average ratings in every season. He had a couple of goals every season as well, a number of assists as well, loads of player of the matches. I mean, Beckham's had a really good career for himself at Man United, and it looks like he's going to be there for the rest of his career as well, which is pretty good to see. Next up, another one who stayed put, Gigi Bouffant at 28, he's still at Juventus. I mean, I know in real life he's played until he's in his almost 40s now. Is he in his 40s now? I think he's 41 at Parma now. But, I mean, he's still at Juventus at this point of his career. No move yet. If he'll move, who knows? Eto. Samuel Eto's one I added to the list as well. I thought, why not? Eto's an absolute legend in the game. Obviously, when we started this, he's at Mallorca still. Hadn't really been found by this point. Lyon have grabbed him for 13 million now at this point in the game. At 25, he looks a really good overall striker. Can do all different roles. I mean, he's doing pretty good for himself, anybody looks of it. Scoring lots of goals every season, 30 last season, 23 this season. He's doing a very good job for them, isn't he? It won't be long. I can't imagine he'll be there in 5 years' time. I think he'll be one of the ones that moves. I'll put money on that one now straight away. So this is a big one. Ronaldo, who is the lowest priced one 5 years ago, is developed loads and moved to Lazio. I mean, 27 million. He stayed at Sporting for 2 seasons. Didn't play a good deal, to be fair. I went to Lazio, played a little bit, and now he became one of their starters by the looks of it. 34 periods, 7 goals, 3 assists, 1 player of the match. He's not doing bad for himself, is he? I mean, he's on good money. 74k a week he's on already. He's only at the age of 21 at this point, so he didn't go to Man United first, which is interesting. He's gone to Lazio instead. Next up, Emil Heskey has gone to Porto, which is quite a weird one. I thought this is. Obviously, went from Leicester to Liverpool. He's one of the ones that have been there a bit later in his career on the save sort of thing. So, like, he'd been there. We started here. He had some good seasons at Liverpool. I don't know if he left for more first team football or what exactly. 14 million though to go to Porto. And he's bagging goals in 18 and 13 in the last 2 seasons. Not a bad return for Emil Heskey. Not bad at all. Andrea Perlow added to the list as well after the last bit of content we saw. He's on to Man City. It's quite a mad one. Obviously, last time out we said Man City are not in the Premier League at this point. Where last season they finished 7th in the Premier League, so they've been flying up since then. Really, haven't they, Man City? I mean, let's go back as far as here. So they're in the first division. This is when they first started. They won that first season. We started to say they won their first division, and then they finished 19th. So they went down, won it again, and then gone straight into 8th position this season. The likes of Pirlo. I mean, who else is there? Is anyone else of big standing? Paolo Wanchop's still there. I mean, there's a few well-known names. Ledley King went to them and stuff. Anton Ferdinand, but I mean, Pirlo's a standout. He's now at Man City, which is crazy. 27-year-old Andrea Perlow at Man City. Mental. We're waiting Rooney to the list, and Rooney's not done nothing yet. He's only 20 at this point now, so he's still very young. The fact that Ronaldo moved quite young was quite bizarre, really. Where in this one, Rooney hasn't gone nowhere yet. He's playing for the first team at Everton, though, now. He played every game last season as well. 8 goals, 5 assists. He's getting to the level now where he'll probably look to move at some point, you'd imagine, Rooney. Now, this is the interesting one. This one's really interesting. Lionel Messi is currently at Atletico Madrid on loan from Juventus. So, when we started this, at Barca B, he went for 50k to Juventus. Juventus saw the potential early on, grabbed him, played for the under-23s for a season, 15 appearances, 10 goals, 6 assists, and now Atletico Madrid have loaned him for their first team. And I mean, in their first team, he hadn't done much, really, 19 games, 1 goal, 3 assists, but it's interesting to see that Messi's now gone to Atletico Madrid on loan from Juventus. Be interested to see how his career develops now for the rest of this. Well, we have missed a few at the top, haven't we, here? We'll go back to the top here. Patrick Vieira has gone to Barcelona. 32.5 million from Arsenal he went there for. He's played majority of the games, as you'd expect, really, but he looks a different level, man, right now, Vieira does. He looks absolutely class. I mean, what more could you want from that role? What more? Determination 20, vision, work rate, absolutely mentals. The aggression always worry you, but I mean, you say straight away there, Champions League, 1 red card. 3 red cards this season, Vieira's had. 3. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Javier Saviola went to Man United. 101 million. Jesus. 101 million for Saviola to go to Manchester United. That was absolutely crazy. It's got to be the biggest fee on the list. Surely it's got the biggest transfer fee of all time at this point. I mean, 25 goals and 36 appearances. Not a bad return. Overall, 52 games, 40 goals. Not a bad return for Javier Saviola. I mean, how does he actually look in terms of stats? Unreal. Absolutely unreal. Look at him. He's only 24 as well at this point. 24, 170k a week. He's absolutely flying. Ian Robben went to Liverpool. This is an interesting one. 22 years of age. He left Groningen to go to Lazio for 1.5 million. And I guess at this point when they bought Ronaldo in, they said, oh, we've got another option for the wing now. So off he goes to Liverpool for 64 million. 64 million for Robben. I mean, he looks absolutely mental, his stats do. He's playing more as a cam role though. Obviously, like in real life, he played a lot more, like, he played on his right hand side, didn't he? Cut inside and under his left foot and shooting. Everyone knows that from like most of his career, but I mean, he's had a very much different career so far. Playing more as a cam, by looks of it. I mean, if he actually goes to Liverpool, okay, he's not even that 11 at the moment, so it says it all really. That Phil Jagielka is there after having a life for Everton. Oh boy, what career he's had. Chef to Man City, to Birmingham, to West Ham, to Liverpool, every season moving. Every season. He's 23, so his values drop down every season as well, which is crazy to say. Absolutely mental. But yeah, Robben at Liverpool. So, joining him at Liverpool, Steven Gerrard is still there as well. I mean, at 13 million now, 26 years of age. He's gonna be a lifer at Liverpool, by the looks of it again. He's gonna be a lifer there. Like, he hasn't left yet. Will he leave in 5 years' time? Who knows? Who knows? The last one on the list, but Thierry Andrei, who's gone to Barcelona, joining Vieira, joining his countryman. 26.5 million seems cheap for him, to be honest, isn't it? Really? Like, there's no extra add-ons or anything. But Arsenal let him go. He had a good few seasons at Arsenal, by the looks of it. Well, he's bagged goals every season. His biggest return so far has been this season as well, though. I mean, he played more goals, didn't he? More goals. He played more games in England. Got less goals. 29, 21 goals. It's a good return in it for him. Very good return for Thierry Henry. I mean, that's the list we actually looked through. I'll have a quick nosy through this list here of the actual shortlist players. See if anyone comes up a bit different that we didn't expect. We haven't kept an eye on, like Kieran Dyer's at Barcelona. I mean, Jonathan Woodgate's at Barcelona. Oh my god, what has gone in the? What's been happening over? What has been happening here? I mean, you're looking to this. I mean, we went from Leeds to Barca, 54 million. And then what about Dyer? Newcastle to Barca. I mean, that's ridiculous. It was worth looking just to see that alone, I reckon. That is absolutely mental. What was Sammy on to Liverpool as well? That's crazy. See if any more stick out quickly. We'll have a quick nose down here. Christian Cavey went over to Liverpool in the end. Lee Bowie's at Roma. I mean, that one's pretty mental to be fair to itself, isn't it? Mikel Ballack, remember Mikel Ballack? Valencia. Luka Modric's playing at Mallorca now. So, Modric's another one, 20 years of age. We're adding to the shortlist actually. We'll keep an eye on Modric. We just want to keep an eye on because he's at Mallorca now for 25 million. So he can definitely develop and be. Well, he looks class already at that age alone. And the valuation's mental for him. So I don't know if he'll stay there very long. We definitely want to keep an eye on. I mean, we'll go from there, I think. Schmeichel got Man United 21 as well, which is cool to see. I think what we do is we'll go from here. We'll come back in another 5 years' time and see what's happened. Right, so we're back 10 years into the future now from that initial start date. I need to check Woodgate. I need to check who's still at Barcelona. Man United. He's gone to Man United. I mean, 54 million from Leeds to Barca, and then a sort of 2 million profit to Man United. That's absolutely unreal. What a career Woodgate had in the end. If is Dyer still there? Kieran Dyer still at Barcelona at 32. That's absolutely unreal. I mean, I think the video should be over there. The fact that Dyer and Woodgate made careers for themselves after that. Saying that wasn't Lee Bowyer was at Roma, wasn't he? Is he still there or is he gone now as well? Still at Roma. He's still at Roma. That's absolutely unreal. I mean, what more could you have wanted from this video? The former lads of Newcastle, them three, have absolutely had massive careers by avoiding Newcastle. Crazy, absolutely crazy. So we go to the initial shortlist first, and we're going to see, well, you're going to get a few spoilers here straight away, as you can see from Robin and Saviola, but we'll look a bit more in depth into it in a bit. Luis Suarez is now on the scene, 24 years of age, currently at Roma as well. He looks mental for 24, absolutely incredible. He looks 24. He came onto the scene now. We've got like a few more comments. Fernando Torres at 27 at Barcelona. Falcao went to Chelsea in the end as well, still. Same as in real life, which is quite crazy. Joe Cole's over at Real Madrid. We're trying to avoid some spoilers here, really. So, Iniesta went to Manchester United. Fabregas at Juventus. I mean, some of these players are slowly coming into the game now, which is good to see. Colo Touré at Real Madrid. Some absolutely mental ones. You can see he stayed at Madrid by the looks of it, as I should call him. PK at Barcelona. Thiago Silva did go early on to Chelsea. Quite mad, 26. He went a lot earlier than what he did in real life, didn't he? Is that Man U prior? And Blackburn. What a weird turn of events. Boavista to Roma to Blackburn to Man U, then to Chelsea. I mean, yeah, that's not anything to be shocked by. Let's go and have a look at the actual shortlist of players we looked at originally. So yeah, we've mentioned about the Roma boys already. I mean, we're just going to look at Roma in general because I'm pretty sure at this point they've got the best team in the game. And Liboya, of course. So as we mentioned, Saviola and Robin are both at Roma right now. They're sitting second in Serie A this season, so we're doing something decent. Like in terms of actual returns, Robin's playing that cam role. 6 goals, 5 assists in there. Vincenti smashed it. 49 games. Jeez, oh no, Saviola played 56 games. 56 games for Saviola. 36 goals, 13 assists. Same with Luis Suarez. Suarez playing as a right winger. I mean, he was a lot faster at this age, I'm guessing 24, but still. You think you'd be up front, wouldn't you, really? I mean, anyone that will stand out, really. Landon Donovan. Who remembers Landon Donovan? He's there at 29 years of age at Roma, still kicking around. That's crazy. Lee Bowyer's there, obviously we've mentioned before. Gal Clichy. Igor Tudor, he's there, man. Absolute legend. I mean, it's a very good Roma side, isn't it? Honestly, it's a very, very good Roma side. We look at the other ones, though. If we've seen these guys, Lionel Messi has came into his own, though, now. Inter Milan. I mean, he had a bit of a weird career, any so far. Last time we saw him, he was loaned out here to Atletico Madrid from Juventus. And he's been sold to Roma, who loaned to Seville, who sold to Man City. He went to Man City for a couple of years, Messi in this role did. 41 million, Messi went there. Had 3 seasons, then went to Inter for 73 million. I mean, he did say Barca, did he, Messi, in this reality? I mean, Juve, Atleti, Roma, Seville, Man City, Inter, he's been around the whole world. He's absolutely been everywhere, hasn't he, old Leo? I mean, he's really developed now. He's only 23. He's still only 23, and this is what he's done already in his career. By avoiding leaving at Barcelona. Mental, absolutely mental. Okay, so next one. Samuel Eto'o, we looked at prior. He's now at Barcelona. I mean, he did end up there eventually in real life. As we mentioned, we saw him last time he was at Lyon for 13 million. Went to Man United for 2 years. And 142 million Barcelona paid for him. That is insane money. Like, back then in real life, you'd never see these sort of fees go around for these players. This is absolutely crazy. He went for that much money. 142 million. I mean, he's got 15 goals a season. But he seems to be doing better when he's in Manchester. And again, Lyon, so he's dropping off a bit now. He's 30 years of age. He still looks rapid though. Look at that, 17, agility 20, pace 16. He still looks absolutely rapid. Still a clinical finisher. 325k a week on as well. Wow. Absolute wow. So, this is going to annoy the Man United fans. Ronaldo went to Liverpool. He's 26 now. I mean, he didn't get many goals in like internationals and stuff, is he? Like he did in real life, but I suppose he's only 26 still. So what happened to him? Currently, Lazio have quite a few seasons. He wasn't getting many goals until he moved to England, but looks at 50 million moved to Liverpool. And since then, he's played pretty much most of their games, getting between 9 and 7 goals a season, a ton of assists. Good average ratings as well, man. Very good average rating for the whole season, so he's done a very good career for himself. Who would have thought it would have been Ronaldo going to Liverpool, Messi to Inter? Absolutely mental. I mean, what else can happen? Modric, Inter Milan. I mean, that one kind of seems like It's been rumoured for a few years, hasn't it? He was going to go to Inter and never really paid off. It never really came to fruition, sort of thing. So, what happened with him? Mallorca got him on a free, originally from Dynamo. Went to Leeds for 2 seasons. Modric at Leeds, mental. I mean, he did really good, didn't he, there, to be fair, man? Look at first season. 16 goals for Luka Modric. And 73 million moved to Inter. I mean, that Inter team must be really good, man. They've got some big players there now, haven't they? Who else is around there? Cambiaso's still there. Hezeki. Podolski's there as well. Zlatan's there, man. 29-year-old Zlatan's at Inter Milan as well. I mean, he's probably firing as well, to be fair. With the likes of Messi around him as well. Messi's currently injured, actually, to be fair, so he's not playing with him right now. But, oh, Antonio Reyes is RIP, man. He's in the game as well. It's class. Absolute class. But yeah, on to the next one. And you can see straight away, these two haven't actually moved clubs. Gerrard's got a defender in his, but always got a defender, like, centre line centre back. Well, what has been happening here with Gerrard? I mean, hasn't been playing some centre back for him on his right hand side. He's played a lot of position, but he's 31 now, Gerrard. Never left Liverpool, or so far anyway. His value dropped off now, 22 million. 180k a week though still, but I mean, he never left. He's still playing regularly as well, 33 games this season as well. 5 goals, 5 assists. He's still doing really well for him. Gerrard's still firing Liverpool. Hasn't left yet. We'll leave in 5 years' time, I wonder. And then on to GG. Luigi Bouffant, 33, still at Juventus. Very much like his career in real life. Went from Parma to Juve and hasn't left. Obviously, he had that year at PSG, but he's still there now. But this is Bouffant. Do you think he'll still be here in 5 years' time, or do you think he's retired by this point? Come back to Parma, PSG, still at Juve, or just completely gone from the game? Who knows? We'll have a look. We'll have to have a look, won't we? Next up, Wayne Rooney was loaned out from Leeds and he's joining on a permanent to Benfica. What has happened here? Oh my word. So he left Everton after banging 8 goals in 38 games that season. Went to Chelsea for 21 million. After 2 seasons he went off to Leeds United for 40 million. And then now he's joining Benfica on a permanent by the looks of it. 9.5 million after 15 appearances. That's ridiculous. He's going to go to Benfica. I mean, how old is he now at this point? 25. 25-year-old Rooney is off to Benfica. That's absolutely mental. I mean, he did a few England caps by this point. 22 caps, 5 goals for England as well. I don't think he developed as well what he could have done, really. Like, I don't even play in this position more than actually in the middle of the pitch. I'm quite intrigued to see. Berbatov's there as well. I mean, I don't know if he must not be starting then. He must not be starting for him. He's played a lot of games, hasn't he? Had he? Oh, no, 10 appearances. He ain't even playing for him. Rooney can't get into Benfica, so that's mental. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Get it all from this video, don't you? Henry's at Chelsea. Oh my god, what happened here? He's at Barca, isn't he? 33 now, so he's on transfer list as well. So he's very much past his best now, isn't he? Barca sold him for 16 million. 14 appearances, 2 goals. He's not really playing, is he? He's 33 now. He's not getting the Chelsea side that much. I mean, who's ahead of him then at Chelsea? Okay, so there's obviously some sort of mistake. Makoko's in the team, and he shouldn't even be born yet. I don't think. Or he's like 2 years old. I don't know why Makoko's in the team. So that's some sort of bug, obviously, within the thing. We'll report that to him. We got Marek Hamsik though. John Terry's still there. I mean, I don't know why he isn't starting really. I thought that's why. I thought Carl's back 33 goals this season. I mean, that kind of makes sense then, really, doesn't it? So, on to the next one. Patrick Vieira is still at Barcelona as well. Hasn't left at 34 years of age. I mean, he's on the decline now, and he massively. There's a lot of money, and they're hoping they can get rid of him, probably. I mean, he's still playing a lot of games, 23 games last season, so he isn't not playing. It isn't bad for Patrick Vieira, really, at this point of his career. Oh, my word. Pirlo went to Fulham. 32-year-old Pirlo went to Fulham. That's unreal. What happened to him? He's at Man City last time we saw him. Got loaned out to Greece. Then sold to Arsenal, and Arsenal sold him a year later to Fulham. He didn't even play for Arsenal. Bought him for 2.3 million. Didn't even play in that whole season. And now he's at Fulham. That's absolutely unreal. Andrea Perlow at Fulham. Who would have thought it, man? Who would have thought this would be the day we see Perlow at Fulham? Well, the decline happened to Emil Heskey as well. 33 years of age now, Heskey. 1.1 million value at Charlton Athletic. I mean, he had a good stint in Porto. He was there for quite a while, but didn't really play the last 2 seasons. Loaned out to Wolves. Went on a free transfer to Celta Vigo, then sold to Charlton. So good for Celta Vigo, making some money out of him. Soon he played 1 game for him. He's been at Charlton for a whole season and barely even played. Played 3 games, didn't score. Poor Heskey. The decline came eventually, didn't it? And oh my god, David Beckham's going to Celtic. What on earth happened here? 36-year-old David Beckham, he's still at Manchester United. He's been sold to Celtic. He didn't. This last season? This is this season, isn't it now? So last season he played 9 times with 1 goal. And now he's been sold to Celtic. I mean, how much has he been sold for? Nothing. It's a free transfer. David Beckham is going to end his career at Celtic. Absolutely insane. I've been at the right point to end this section. As we're going to go 5 more years into the future, Beck should be gone by then, before 41, so he won't be in the game no more. But we'll see who's still around and see what's happened. So as we come back in 5 more years into the future, 15 years from the date we started this save, we're basically going to go through the players that have retired now and see what actually happened to them in the end. As you can see here, first off, David Beckham. He had 1 year at Celtic. Made 30 appearances for him as well, which is absolutely insane, really, considering at that age as well. He still went there, made 30 appearances for Celtic. I mean, he had a good career, didn't he? Really, he dominated Man United, but looks at it, man. Like in terms of that, man, 228 appearances, 60 goals for Man United from a winger is absolutely mental. So, Bouffant is still at Juventus. This one's crazy, to be fair. I can't believe he's still there. He never left at 38. I mean, I know in real life he came playing for 3 more years, but this is going to be the last part of the video, so I'm not going to see if he actually ever moves or anything, really. It would have been interesting to see if he actually moved anywhere in the end, but he's still very much their first team keeper at 34 appearances as well this season. He's still playing a lot of football for Juventus. Absolutely mental to look at, really. So, we're going to go for some of the retired players first here, actually, and then we'll come back to this. First off, we're going to look at Patrick Vieira. If I can spell his name correctly, that would help, wouldn't it? Vieira, he stayed at Arsenal and then went to Barcelona. Yeah, that was it. He ended at Barcelona. He didn't do anything after Barcelona. I don't know why it's showing Arsenal twice here, to be honest. Very weird. I think it's just do how the database has been built, basically. But Arsenal, Barcelona, he didn't do anything after Barcelona, which is quite surprising, really. Thought he might have left somewhere else in the end, but he actually didn't go anywhere else. But the next one we'll look at is Thierry Andrei. See what happened the rest of his career in the end. So, last time we saw him was at Chelsea. He went back to France. He played 27 times for Lens at 11 goals. In a bad return, in 2 years spell he was there. It's not a bad return, is it really, from the man? Suddenly he would have been quite old. He retired at the age of 35, so he's done alright for himself, hasn't he? He didn't do too bad, Thierry. Going back over to France to see himself off. Stevie G. He stayed at Liverpool the entire time. He never left Liverpool. What an absolute legend. 377 games for Liverpool and 82 goals. I mean, that's some returning, man. In a 14-year career there, he absolutely smashed it. Absolutely smashed it. I say 14 years. This is obviously within the database. It would have been 14, 15 years there. So that's absolutely mental, man, from him. Right, Emil Heskey is another one we've looked at before, wasn't he? Is he still playing? He's not. He had that 1 season at Charlton. Oh, 2 seasons at Charlton. Then went to America and had a whole season there. In 27 games, got 10 goals. That's quality from Emil. What a way to end his career. Nice little swan song over in the States with Salt Lake. Bashing some goals in there. Quality stuff. So, the one thing we have realised is Perlow doesn't seem to appear on here anymore. So, I don't know what actually happened to Perlow. We won't actually know what happened to him, sadly. So, I can't report any more on Perlow. It's a shame. And that brings us then to our shortlisted players. Before we go into them, let's have a little nosy through the actual shortlist of players in the whole world right now. Who's up there? Who's doing what? Michael Schmidt is the most expensive player in the world right now in valuation at Newcastle. I mean, what are Newcastle doing? They finished 3rd in the Premier League last season. I mean, a lot of it's going to be like regen players now, I think, unless we find the odd or gem in here. Hatton Arthur's still at the club, loaned out to Benfica. I mean, he's been there the whole time. West Ham, Everton, I mean, he's been around, hasn't he, a bit? They bought him for 16 million and loaned him out again. crazy. There's none that's really there, is there? A lot of it is just regens at this point, I think. You get some of the odd actual players in here, but no one massively. You can see Messi there. We're giving it away. We'll go through this now. Messi went to Arsenal. Yeah. I don't think anyone would ever like afford that to be on the cards. Lionel Messi went to Arsenal. I mean, 72 million. Barcelona actually bought him back. They let him go at the young age. Yeah. 50k. They ended up paying 108 million back from Inter Milan to get him back there. He stayed there for a couple of seasons and then sold off to Arsenal. 72 million. I mean, how old is he now, Messi? He's 28. He's still a sick player. I'm surprised Barca have sold him, really. They must need the money or something. That's absolutely crazy that one's happened. Luis Suarez is now actually at Barcelona as well, just like real life. That one kind of paid off, really. Ronaldo is at Real Madrid. I mean, sums up real life, didn't it, really? Eventually, he left Liverpool for 111 million. That's insane. 111 million he went there for. Crazy, but he's got okay numbers. He's nothing like real life, is he, really, in this game? Far from his real life stats, but right in goals last season. I don't know if he's actually playing the team. He's playing that central striker yet, or is he playing that wide still? And that right hand side. I mean, as you can see, a lot of the team is, apart from Casillas, he's like regens. It's that Santi Cazorla's there. Santi Cazorla's Real Madrid. That's mental. I mean, like, a lot of it is just regens. Luka Modric went there in the end by looks at that as well. Modric did go to Madrid as well in the end. Following real life, 43 million. If I'm right in saying, that's Joe Cole. Joe Cole went to Real Madrid. In an alternative universe, Joe Cole went to Real Madrid. That's mental. He go straight from West Ham. Oh, he's been there ages. He's been there absolutely ages. Chelsea bought him, and then they sold him to Madrid. And he's been at Madrid most of his career, like all of his career, pretty much. What a career he's had at Real Madrid. Joe Cole smashing it there. That's crazy. So let's go back. See if any more stick out to us. Falcao went to Barca in the end. Podolski's at Inter still. Robin, who we looked at prior, is still at Roma at 32 now. I mean, he never left them. Never left them, but he's had a mad career there. He scored a lot of goals, hasn't he, in that wing position. Then I think he's playing more like Cam mentioned prior in the videos. James Milner's at Arsenal. A 30-year-old James Milner left Liverpool 43 million. Hang on, what? What happened here? It's okay, so when we started this, Milner would have been a young boy at Leeds. He went off to Man City at 2.9 million. Sold to Leicester for 7.75. Then Man U 4.3. Loaned to Porto. And then he went 41 million to Roma. Then to Liverpool for 78 million, who sold him to Arsenal for 43 million. That's an absolutely mental career for Milner. Been right around, didn't he? Went to Portugal for a bit, went to Italy for a bit. A few clubs in the Prem. Absolutely crazy for Milner. I mean, that's ridiculous. PK's still at Barca, which is cool to see as well. I mean, there ain't many more. Fabregas went down to Juventus. I think that's going to be a lot of minute, really. We got one or two more on our shortlist to go back and check out quickly. So obviously, this is the interesting one. We're going to end on this one. Rooney actually went back to Everton at 30 years of age. So he went to Benfica, as we saw last time, 13.75 million. Sold the Spurs and didn't play. He had one season there. He actually played. Didn't play for a whole season. Went to Porto then, so went back to Portugal, and then came back to Everton. An absolutely mental career. So that's the end of that video. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments. We're doing more things like this, a bit more experimental stuff maybe. Maybe do like a let's play with one of these teams or something, man. Let us know in the comments. If you have enjoyed it again, please hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and ring the bell for notifications. We'll see you next time. Thanks again for watching.